episode of Musical Chairs with Cheer Up Charlie. And today we have the amazing, the wonderful, I bet she's heard this one too many times, boom, 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 boom. And she can definitely dance. And nobody walks out on her. She's the amazing Emma, how are you?
I'm really well.
So if you're ready, I'll get straight into the questions.
Yes, please. Let's go for it.
So I've sang before I could talk. Was this the case for you, or was the art something that you sort of grew into?
Well, Charlie, I would say I'm a Leo, so I'm a bit of a typical Leo. I don't know what star sign are you. What star sign are you?
I'm a Capricorn.
Okay, well, a Leos are very renowned for being sort of little show-offs, to be fair. And I was told by my parents that even from a young age of like 3 or 4, I used to love making up routines and singing songs to whatever was in the charts. Back in those days, when I was that age, it was people in the band like the Nolans and Bucks Fizz, which you're far too young to know who I'm talking about.
I like music like that.
Oh, good. Yeah, all genre of music's good, right? So
yeah.
Yes. So I used to always make up songs and dance, and I just loved it and performed to my family. And it wasn't until I was about 7 years old that we were doing a musical at school called Smike, so Nicholas Nickleby, and I was one of the boys at Do the Boys Hall. And there was a girl that was playing Mrs. Squeers, but I think she just was like, no, I don't want to do that. And the teacher gave it to me, and I loved it. I was in my element, and I didn't know. I just really, really enjoyed it, and it gave me such a warm feeling inside, and I loved it. And the teacher said to my parents at the time, Emma really, enjoyed it. Maybe put her into like an amateur dramatics class, after school classes. At a local arts centre, and that's what I did, and that's really how it all started, and the bug really, and I just loved it. And I never thought I'd be here, being professionally in the business, 25 years, never thought I would make a living out of it was my hobby. So it's been incredible. So that's how it all started.
Yeah, so that's the reason that I'd like to set up the #CheerUpCharlie Foundation, which is actually in the process of becoming a certified charity, because the aim of that will be to let children who will never experience the arts because of financial reasons and that type of thing get to experience like a local theatre school, which should hopefully make them love it and want to do more of it. And that's what the whole charity is going to be based around.
You are incredible doing this, because it's so important. Now we're talking about in the 80s for me, and we've lost so many of the after school clubs, especially the arts, and it's always out of some people's, they can't afford it. I mean, I think I paid £1 to go to a class for 3 hours of an evening, and why not? If we can do that and just encourage the children. So I've got a little friend here, Poppy. He's come to join. He's very showbiz.
Mum's just taken our dog out because he's one of the most quiet dogs ever. As soon as someone comes on screen and starts talking, he's like, "Who's that? What's that?"
He doesn't like us, having all the attention, Charlie. That's what it is.
No.
We give our little furry friends just as much of attention. Look, I'll do that, and then you can see her.
Very cute.
But no, this is incredible what you're doing, and you're right. It's just it. Like I said to you just then, I was 7 years old, and it made me feel warm inside, and it made me feel really happy. And why shouldn't we feel happy doing whatever it is you want to do?
So did you have a really supportive family growing up who were from the arts, or were they like mine and knew nothing, but because of your love for it, they had a huge learning curve?
Absolutely, exactly like your family. So I'm the only one in the family so far, and they just knew I loved it, and they just let me get on with it. They knew it made me happy. Like, also, I would take myself off to my room and, I don't know, play schools or play shops, but that just they knew it made me happy, and that's what made me happy. And making up stories and making up dance routines or singing, writing songs. They just let me get on with it. And so it was quite a challenge for them to know how to go about it, because at school, they say, oh, you should always have a backup plan. Always have a backup plan. What would you be if you weren't doing acting? Because it's a bit precarious. You may not get where you want to go.
Well, most people in the arts are like, I don't want a backup plan. Don't need a backup plan. I'm going to be in the arts.
Absolutely. And I was like, oh, well, I haven't really got one, but I'll think of something. And then I think my parents sort of learned as we all went along. We all learned together. And that's what was lovely.
Just like mine. Yeah. Especially my mum. She's had a massive. She went from, seriously, if you could see mum's contact list, it's gone from all these strongmen and powerlifters, and now it's all these like West End stars. And she's like, any person that didn't know who I was would think, and went through mum's like Facebook page and who she's friends with, who she messages, who she has her number. They'd think she's a stalker of just all the.
Yes, you're not really friends with all these people. You don't really know all these people. I mean, yeah, very exciting to have, I don't know, Michael Ball in your contacts, I'd say.
Yeah. So I see how expensive things like local drama schools are now, and professional singing lessons and dance classes, and are already. And I know that you trained at the incredible GSA. And how do we continue to make the arts accessible for all the bigger schools and everything like that? Because I'm sure so much talent goes unnoticed due to not having the money to train, as I've already mentioned.
Yeah, it is so hard, isn't it? You just want to be able to wave your magic sort of, showbiz wand and be able to make it all accessible for everybody. I mean, it's so different, and it's come a long way since I was training. So I trained at GSA in 1995 and graduated in 1998. So yes, like paying for singing lessons. So I used to have about 3 different jobs while I was training. So just to pay for all things, singing lessons, and just getting the train to London if you had an audition. It's expensive. It continues to be expensive.
It is.
What's great is you've got now your YouTubes, your a lot of people are doing a lot of things online and workshops and classes, and I think it's lovely if people in the industry that can have a platform that can give back to,
especially with how many free classes there were over COVID, over the lockdown.
And it is possible, it is. And I think more of us should be able to do that, and also theatre companies and drama schools be able to offer that as well, not just for, and I think a lot of theatre schools now do. I know GSA do Saturday schools and things like that.
Yeah, I used to go to it.
Yeah, so you see, that's great. That never used to happen until you were like 18 to go to that caliber of school. But it'd be, and I remember I was out of work, I think sort of around 2013 or 2012, and I was sort of bored as well, and I just went to my local dance school, and I offered them sort of musical theatre classes and did some singing with them, and we put on a little production of Shrek at the King's Theatre in Portsmouth, and I helped with that. So I did that, and I still keep in contact with some of the girls that were, goodness, they were about 13 at the time, and now in drama schools themselves. So it's lovely if you can.
Really awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice, and I'm really proud. And I'm, I remember picking out a few of those girls and just knew they had that extra something, and just encourage them to continue doing what they're doing, because it's great to learn at that age about expressing yourself and being the person you want to be, and free and loud and proud, and singing and dancing and doing whatever you want to do. But some people then want to go on and use that confidence into being a lawyer or something. You don't always have to and try and achieve the West End show or something.
So what was your first professional break, and do you prefer the stage, TV, or movies?
Wow. Well, I'm going to say I can't answer the movies because I'm not going to say I because I haven't done one, but I will do one. If I put it out there, then put it out there to the universe. But no, I don't. I have never done a movie. That would be nice, though, right?
You should do.
So I left drama school, like I said, and I did a few workshops, which
Yeah.
happened if they were sort of developing a new show to go into
Yeah,
West End.
I've recently been in a workshop.
Yeah, I did a workshop of the musical Napoleon, which did go to the Shaftesbury Theatre, which I didn't get to do. I didn't get the job, but I did the workshop. That was really exciting. But my actual first job, I was out of work for about 18 months after I left drama school. And so, yeah, I had to keep, but I knew, I knew it would happen one day. It would happen. It was just waiting for that right time. And
Yeah.
a lot along the way with the auditions, but I got the job at the RSC doing The Secret Garden. Yeah, which was a really exciting job. So I was in the ensemble, and I worked with some amazing West End performers, musical theatre actors, Philip Quast, Meredith Vaughan, Lindsay Haitley, and it was an amazing experience. So that was really exciting. And then we came to the Aldridge with that. But then, what year was that? That must have been 2000, 2001. And I think the West End got hit then with Foot and Mouth, which put a lot of our tourists off coming into the UK. So we didn't survive. The show only lasted about 6 months in the West End, which was a shame. But I loved it. It was a brilliant musical. Listen to it. It's phenomenal.
Okay, definitely. Will do. So you've had some rather
Sorry, Charlie, I forgot to answer your questions. Do I prefer stage or screen? Now, this is a tricky one. And I can honestly say, when I go to the theatre, I sit in that auditorium and I'm like, oh, I want to be up there. This is so amazing. It's so magical. I want to be you, and I want to be you, and I want to play that part, and I want to be in that. And then I'll come home and I'll watch an amazing piece on BBC One, lovely drama, 6-part drama series, and I'm like, oh, I want to be in that. Who wrote that? Who directed that? It's really hard. So I change my mind all the time. You get such different rewards from doing both. And I feel very
generally, which one did you watch last? Which one did you most recently watch? That's your favourite.
Oh, wow! I think I'm watching reruns of Downton Abbey at the moment, and I'm like, oh, I'd love to be in a period piece like that. It's just so beautiful and just so elegant and classy. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, something like Downton Abbey or Bridgerton or something like that.
Yeah, Bridgerton's out this. What's the day?
The new Bridgerton's out.
Yeah, the next series.
It will probably be out when it will definitely be out when this interview goes out.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Bridgerton.
Yes. So anything like that, I bet would be so. You would be so cool in one of them.
So would you, actually. You would be a really good, I don't know, I can see you as like a really good, I don't know, footman or, the prince of someone, yeah.
So you've had some rather impressive roles, including Grease, Chicago, a member of and probably you're most well known for being in the incredible cast of EastEnders, playing the really lovable Honey. But which ones really stood out for you?
Well, honestly, life-changing has been, working on EastEnders. That for me, I remember when that started. I was 7 years old when that first aired in 1985.
Wow.
And, I was a massive fan, and there wasn't much going on, in media-wise around that time. And like, there was obviously no social media and magazines. It was all newspapers, and I used to cut out newspaper clippings, anything about EastEnders, and I would have a scrapbook.
Huh.
I would keep, and I do you know what? I've hunted high and low in my parents' loft, and it's disappeared. But if I could have found that scrapbook, to know that at 7 years old, I was just obsessed with EastEnders and kept everything that was written about them, and then I actually have ended up working on that show. It's mind blowing, actually.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that I can honestly say it's been amazing, and I love every minute. It's you're constantly learning on that job, and you're working
Mhm.
alongside some absolutely incredible actors. You never stop
Yeah.
learning, and it's fast. I'd never done television before. I trained in, like you said, musical theatre. I'd done all I'd done is musicals or plays. And I
Mhm.
tell you the story. I remember probably one of my first or second days on set. I just kept standing in front of the camera. So the camera's behind, and they've got a camera there, and they might have a camera there. I'd stand right in front of it because I'd forget that I was thinking it was a stage, and I forgot that I was standing right blocking the cameras all the time.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, that's incredible. But I also loved, and I never in a million years thought, and actually I have to thank EastEnders for it, because yes, I was musical theatre trained, and that, I would say, that is my sort of first love.
Mhm.
But I was never very confident in the dancing, weirdly, and
Mhm.
I never felt good enough. And there's no way, I don't think, I would have been given or the opportunity to audition for Roxy Hart
Mhm.
if it wasn't for EastEnders, I think. So that
Yeah.
really helped me get that role, and then it was lovely to know that they knew that I could do that.
Yeah.
So they, that just because, yes, I have been in television, but I am capable of doing 8 shows a week and
Yeah.
singing, those songs, and acting and delivering. I'm not, TV trained.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I did about 2 years of playing Roxy, which was, I would love to do again. I'd love to do one day. I'm getting a bit old now, though, I think, Charlie.
Mhm.
But it would be nice. Maybe do it on Broadway. Who do I have to pay? I'd actually do it for free, actually. I would play Roxy Hart on Broadway for about 3 weeks for free. Just because I love it so much.
Question. Your dog's lay in the exact same place that my dog lies on my mum's bed.
Can you see? This is, yeah, she knows, she's clever, right? Because this isn't my bed. This is my spare room bed. She knows she could go on those pillows. She wouldn't go on my bed and sleep on the pillows. How does she know the difference? They're clever, aren't they?
Mm.
Look at her.
Oh no, when my dog will sleep on my bed at night, and he'll even sometimes crawl under the covers and then lie like this with
Stop.
his head on a, he has his head on one of mum's pillows and he'll lie like this.
He needs a little dressing gown and a pipe, doesn't he? And a little book.
and, and a little like double-sided hat.
Yes. Oh, they know exactly where their bread's buttered, don't they? Our doggies.
Yeah, he's currently wearing his favourite thing to wear at the moment is for his birthday, which was just before Christmas. We got him a Percy Pig little jumper thing. And it's pink and it's velvet, and it's literally just, and it turns him into Percy Pig, and it's so cute.
There he
And
is.
the only time he will take it off is when he goes out on a walk. And then as soon as we get back in from the walk, I want it back on. I want it back on.
Now that's interesting. Do you think he's like, if I go outside in my Percy Pig outfit, I'm going to lose a bit of credibility? So he's thinking, yeah,
Outside in it a couple of times.
he's what?
He has been outside in it a couple of times.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's all right. There's not that. Because, I think he should go
Put
out.
one of his winter coats on for him instead.
I think
Yes.
my dog, so your dog sounds exactly like mine. So they've got more clothes than we have. Little outfits, different
No,
outfits.
nothing and no one can have any more clothes than I do.
Oh, good.
My wardrobe, like the metal bar in my wardrobe, is physically sagging under the weight of my clothes. It's actually sagging. It's bending.
Oh my word! You'll have to
It's a metal.
have a spring clear out and maybe donate your clothes to a charity or something.
I know. So you reached the final of Strictly Come Dancing with the amazing Anton du Beke, who I had the honor of meeting on Steph's Pack Lunch. And how much fun did you have performing each week on the show and seeing what incredible dancer you became?
Oh, that's so kind. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Fun, I don't think I would have chosen that word. I think it was really pretty scary. It was so scary. I would say it's up there with one of the scariest things I've done. But I couldn't not do it. I'm like the biggest Strictly Come Dancing fan. I've loved it.
I know.
Every
Love
year.
it. Love it. I love it
So
so
mad
much.
about it, and just like to watch it with my family or friends, and just, you know, discuss the routines, discuss the dances, discuss the costumes.
Well, with Hilary O'Neill, every weekend, whenever either Strictly Come Dancing on is on or Dancing on Ice is on, we will text over Instagram, and we will judge, and we will predict what the judges' score is going to be, and whoever gets closest to each judge's score will win. And we love Strictly Come Dancing. Like, she came over the other day for a Dancing on Ice judging ceremony for the semi-finals.
Oh, we love Hills, don't we? She's a
We
darling.
love Hills. We love you, Hills. If you're watching this, we love you.
Yeah, it's that, and I was just like, when I was given the opportunity to do it, I was like, oh my gosh, and then I realised what I was doing. But what the brilliant thing about that show is, you are learning, and you are learning such an amazing skill. You know, I never went to dance school. I was 18, did, you know, 3 years of drama school, which is a bit of, you know, jazz hands. Nothing very good. Nothing foxtrot included, nothing rumba and you know, and all that, and it's totally different, and you haven't got hardly any time to learn it and then perform it. And of course, for me, it was about, I had to perform it. I had to, you know, break it down and story tell every routine. But sometimes you just didn't have time. You had to go out there, and it wasn't until you've done it and then you get the buzz. It's like anything, isn't it? Performing, you get that after the adrenaline afterwards. But it was fun, but it was very scary. But I did have the most joyous time. Great people, and Anton's a darling. I went and saw Anton in his show last week, actually, and he's such an all-round entertainer and cheeky chappy.
I was just about to ask, are you still in touch with Anton?
Yeah. I do speak to him and see him, and actually a lot of the Strictly professionals and some of the cast. It's really nice. It's just a lovely family sort of feeling on the show, and very supportive. And I just absolutely loved the year that's just been. Rose was phenomenal, but I think actually they all were as well. But I was so thrilled that Rose won. I was so proud of her.
Yeah, she was so good. She was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible. So were you ever bullied as a child or in the industry? And if so, how did it affect you?
I did get picked on, actually, at school. And I got picked on because of the way I looked. I was one of the tallest at school, and I was extremely thin. Just no reason, just very, very thin. And I mean, I wish I could say that now. As a 45-year-old woman, I've got my wobbly bits. But yes, and my brother, you know, it's just in genes. My brother's exactly the same, very tall, very slender, and, you know, you could get, you know, give him 5 cream eggs to eat with, you know, the Krispy Kreme afterwards and a roast dinner, and you still wouldn't put on a pound. And I got bullied for that. And that was, I felt very conscious about that. And actually, my mum stuck up for me once. She saw the girl. She saw the girl walking home, and she sort of said, you know, you should be careful who you pick on, because somebody bigger will come and pick on you, and you won't like it. Just remember that. And actually, she never bothered me after that. But you know, you've got to also fight your own battles. And I feel with the industry, I always felt a little bit. At first, I didn't believe in myself. I was very starting off. I would have that self-doubt, and I think a lot of people do, and it's difficult. That imposter syndrome, like I said to you, I wasn't a dancer. I knew I could sing and I knew I could act, but I wasn't very secure in the dancing. And of course, when I first was starting out, your auditions were for ensemble in musicals, and of course I wasn't getting anywhere because I just couldn't do, it just wasn't good enough. But you've got to, feel the fear and do it anyway. And if you really believe it's something you love and it's something you want to do, you shouldn't let other people's opinions affect how you are. And also, it is true what they say, isn't it? That what people think about you is none of your business. And it's so true. We haven't got time as individuals to be worrying what those other people think about us. You're the most important person. You've got your self-worth, your self-love is the most important. And I really believe that. And now I've lost my thread a little bit. But yes, you've just got to. I do suffer from that, and I think a lot of actors do have that disease to please. But sometimes you have to make sure that you're also making yourself happy, and it's not about pleasing others; it's about pleasing yourself. And so you've got to just stay true to yourself, be your true, authentic self.
Yep, definitely. So, #Charlie was born due to the bullying I received from my love of dance and so on, particularly because I don't fit the stereotype of what a boy should do. But unfortunately, changing schools has meant it started again, and I'm determined to use this platform, and I've been given to keep shouting that it's not okay. We do need to make a change before mental health issues become the largest killer in our generation. Like, how do you think we can change this negative behavior that seems to evolve from the playground, as I'm realizing this behavior is generally learned from the adults around us?
Yeah, it's education, isn't it? It is. And I think some people say things because they're not educated they don't understand. So even from a young age, like, you have an opinion, say for example, Brussels sprouts. If someone said have a Brussels sprout, I'd immediately go, I hate them. And actually, if you think about it, have I actually tried Brussels sprouts? No. Have I tried it different ways? No. But I immediately have an opinion on it. I don't like Brussels sprouts. It's a bit like us, maybe, as children in the industry. I don't like musical theatre. Have you ever seen a show? No.
Do you like TV? Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, so exactly. So I think it's people that do that actually don't know anything about it, don't have a good enough reason to validate why they're being like that.
Yeah.
So if you think as well, again, or if it wasn't for us people that love singing, dancing, showing off and acting and reading and stuff, in COVID, what did the majority of people do? We listened to music, we watched films, we watched cartoons, we watched movies, we watched YouTube.
You watched as much Disney as I watched as much Disney as I could possibly handle.
So all those people that say, I don't like musical theatre, I don't like acting, I don't like people like you, or me, or anything like that.
Okay, then, so you do not like film, theatre, TV, music, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. You don't like anything, basically.
Yeah, I think people usually say those things when they're frightened and because they can't back their stories up, they can't say it and give a reason why. Again, I've lost my train of thought, Charlie, where we were going with this, but it's very much. I was thinking about this the other day. You immediately go, oh, I don't like that. Oh, no. When you go, and then it's so true. And my mum as a child would say, but have you tried it, Emma? No. So how do you know you don't like it?
Like, I know I don't like football because I've tried it.
You tried it, so you can back that up. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was like 7, I played for a little junior team, and I sort of enjoyed it during the summer, where I basically just ran around the pitch, basically going pass, and no one would pass to me. But then when it came to winter time and I had to play in the rain and in the mud, I was like,
Nah.
No, I want to go inside. I want to listen to some music.
We've all got to do different things. There's enough in this world to share lots of different things around, lots of different interests, lots of different jobs, lots of different careers. There's enough to go around. So we've all got to play our role and do whatever the job we want. So
and let's face it, I wasn't going to be a professional football player anyway.
No. And I'm a professional ballet dancer.
Not that either. So #ChipCharlie is in the final stages of becoming a foundation, which I've already mentioned. It makes me so proud. One of the main things, I think I've already done this. Yeah, no, we can scrap that question. I've basically already done this.
But did I answer it? That's the trouble. I go off on a tangent and then I forget what I'm saying.
You did basically, yeah. So we can scrap that question. So, do you work with any charities? And if so, what made you get involved with them?
Okay, so first of all, I am a patron of Down Syndrome charity, the DSA, and the Portsmouth Down Syndrome Association. Now, the reason I got involved with them is because my daughter in EastEnders has Down syndrome. So that's how I've got very attached to that charity. So I do a lot of work with them. I also have done charities with dementia. My uncle died with dementia, vascular dementia. Also very famously Dame Barbara Windsor. So I do a lot working for Alzheimer's and dementia charities. And dogs, Blue Cross. I've got my own. I host the pet cast with them. I work alongside of them, which has been brilliant because I'm a massive animal lover and I love my dogs.
I love doggies are the best.
And yes, lots of. I'm a patron of a theatre school in Wokingham called Stepping Out, so that's really encouraging. So I like to send my support to them.
I used to go to Stepping Out.
Did you? Okay. That's funny, isn't it? We're following each other around. I love this. Yes, so quite a lot. And I'm just trying to think of any more. I do an awful lot of charity work, and I just think if there's something that you can take away from, pardon, darling?
Anything that we can do to give back, really.
Absolutely. You've just taken the words right out of my mouth. Exactly what I was going to say. Isn't it wonderful that, if somebody asks, would you mind? And I'm like, no, not at all. And if it's something is, true to my heart, or I feel that I can, that's what's wonderful about this job. Isn't it lovely that people recognize you and say, oh, would you help us raise awareness? And it's lovely. It is lovely to give back.
Yeah.
And I do like to do a lot of that. I'm not sure I felt it at the time when I was running the London Marathon. Who's somebody who couldn't run 5k, but I did it. I still did it. My knee hurt and I wanted to cry, and I was the slowest snail ever, but I still did it, and I raised so much, helped raise so much money towards dementia. So
yeah, definitely. So that's really cool.
I will love to help you in any way I can with your Cheer Up Charlie.
Yes, we want to do some we want to do this big workshopping day where we want to get people like directors, stage designers, all the behind the scenes people, but as well as the people who are on stage, on TV, on screen, whatever. And we want to get them all in one big place for a day, and we want to get loads of kids who will never be able to experience that stuff, and we want to give them workshops with all of those different people so they can see how magical being on stage is, being on screen, being behind the stage, being behind the screen really is.
But that's brilliant, Charlie. Oh my gosh, it sounds exciting. It's like the Ideal Home exhibition, but for the acting industry, getting a massive room, all different departments. Because if you think there'd be move it
for the musical theatre industry.
Yeah, and if you think there'd be some people in your class you don't know that are very creative, that are brilliant at building, their Lego or whatever like that. They could be our next set designers on things like The Crown, or massive blockbuster films, or the next design,
or even on something like making the barricade on Les Mis, making the big barricade, or making the chandelier fall on Phantom of the Opera.
It's so good because people don't think about these things. People don't think, I would like to have a job behind the camera, or I'd like to work out how to do lighting design.
Because they immediately think, I'll do something in musicals. No, I'm not staging.
Exactly. They just think, oh, in show business, oh, I don't want to perform. But if it wasn't for those lighting designers and set designers and choreographers and directors and those brilliant writers, we wouldn't have an industry.
Everyone would be performing on their driveway in front of a crowd of like 10 people with no lights, no microphones, no nothing.
So this is it. This is why we've always got to really, stress that it's not just people in front of the camera, people that you're watching on the stage. So many people are involved in these productions, stage and screen, and you could be one of these people, that you're talking to. So I don't like the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
They might
But
surprise
the entertainment industry is a lot bigger than just being on the stage or being on the screen or writing music, singing music.
Exactly. It's going back to the whole Brussels sprout story, really.
Basically, yeah. So, if you could give yourself some advice as a child, knowing what you know now as an adult, what would it be? And let's face it, would you actually listen to it?
Oh gosh. I suppose I surprised myself actually, because like I said earlier, I've always been like, oh, I want to please people. I want to make people happy and everything to work out brilliantly. And life isn't always like that, obviously. And I never thought I had a tough skin. I always thought I was quite a vulnerable sort of person, really. And I didn't realize, when you go to auditions, I actually took it quite well. Like I said, 18 months before I actually got the job. There was lots of auditions and thank you very much, but no thank you. But there obviously was something inside that made me just continue, and that self-belief. I don't think there was anything I feel that I haven't done. And I've been brought up by the most wonderful parents that have always said, stay true to yourself, treat people with kindness, treat people how you would like to be treated. Remember those people when you're working your way up, because you meet them on the way back down. It's not an easy career. You're going to have ups and downs. But I think, yeah, it's that thing of really thinking, oh, I may have got this job, and that disappointment. But I think it's really interesting. What I will say now is, when life or when things are falling apart, they are really falling into place.
Yeah.
So if you don't get that job, or if you don't get that grade, that means something better's coming along, or you're going to do better the next time. It's not the end of the world.
Yep. A good quote that I like that I've recently heard is if the universe hits you down, don't say why me, say try me.
Oh, that's good. That is really good. I might have to write that down.
I'm gonna use it for one of my next points for my videos.
Absolutely. Or have your mantras and things like that. And another one is, when you hear that, it's because I've been reading this book, and she said that she had a saying the other day that says, the saying that says, fake it until you make it. How about fake it until you become it? That's a good one. Oh, I love all these mantras. I love all these sayings and these positive vibes. I love it. That's all we can do. Just believe.
Make it so you become it.
Yes. Darling, you're so good.
Yeah. Yes. So, what role would you most like to play, regardless of gender, animal, age, or even era? Because I'd love to play Beverly Bash, as to me, she is one of the most iconic women of this generation.
Oh, wow. When did that what made you choose her?
Come from away. Just watching the show.
Sorry, I should have asked you. Was it seeing the production? Was it listening to the soundtrack? What was it?
Everything. So the first time I saw it, I left speechless. Second time I saw it, I couldn't stop talking and I couldn't stop singing. It was just an incredible show. The story behind the characters, the story behind the actual show, the fact that it's based on a real world event, and then all the people, their stories, that most of that is actually true.
Yeah.
And then getting to meet the actual writers of the show was, again, incredible. And then just, it's, for me, it's listening to Me in the Sky when we literally go through her whole life period and we get to see her story and the problems she faced and the bullying she faced, but the fact that she still became the first female American captain in history, just how incredible she is.
Yeah, so she didn't stop, never stopped
No.
believing. Yeah, and that's it.
Even when an entire, literally thousands of people protested against her in the streets of New York City, she got up there and she flew that plane.
Exactly. Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Mine doesn't sound as well. So I've never been fortunate to do a Stephen Sondheim musical. So I think
I really want to do a Stephen Sondheim musical.
I would love to. I would love to. And I'm a massive fan of his work. And I was devastated when he passed away. And my song that I sang at my acting showcase when I left drama school to get an agent was Sunday in the Park with George. So I would love to play Dot.
I love that.
Park with George. That would be exciting. But also, I would love to play Beverly in Abigail's Party. That's
that would be cool.
those are my two dream roles. Straight
So,
theatre musical.
what do you most get in trouble for still? Mine is for asking ridiculous questions. I have no answer, but I still ask anyway. Like questions like this. The entire doing musical chairs is because I ask random questions that no one in the world can answer. So I decided to come on camera and people answer them.
Oh my god. Okay, go for it. Go on.
So I will ask things like, we could be talking about literally anything, and then it's really hard to actually think of one when you're asked to think of it in the moment.
Yeah, it's like a joke. When they say, tell me a joke, I can never think of a joke.
Yeah. And then like every week when I know it's something that comes on and I ask a question and Mum's like, you ask that question every week. Every week I give you the same answer. I don't know. Or it's like I really don't know. It's really hard to think of them in the moment because they're just so random. They just pop into my head, and I'm like,
wow, yeah. Well, that's good. They're authentic. They're organic. Yeah. That's the word. I'm quite. Did you ask me a question? Didn't you just a minute ago? Thing that did you ask me something that what annoys me or something? Or
what do you most get in trouble for?
Oh, in trouble for? Probably not listening. I've always been like that. I was terrible at school. Always my school report would be like, oh, Emma, she's a nice girl and everything, but if you would stop talking and maybe listen. Yes, I'm not. I am getting better. I should be, shouldn't I? I'm middle-aged now.
But I'm actually really quiet at school.
Are you?
Well, especially at the school I'm at currently. Yeah, I just get on with the work, and I might be a little bit loud with my friends at break time, but never really.
Well, I suppose really that is the correct way of behaving, because then you are listening to what's being said and not talking and being loud. You don't get in trouble for that. I'm also quite clumsy. Very, very clumsy.
I'm clumsy.
Always dropping things, always falling over. Yeah.
Oh yes, falling over, especially because I'm deaf, so I have no balance.
Yeah.
But even like the other day, like a couple of months ago, I was walking out and I was walking out of a place and I was like, oh, that's really good for me. Haven't fallen over once today. I walked slap bang into a pole.
Yeah, never do that.
Or like the other day when I was coming back from MXM, I was walking up a street and I was like, why are there so many police cars? And then I noticed it was Shaftesbury, and then I noticed it was the big police station down at Shaftesbury Avenue or near the Actors Church, that one. I don't remember what it's called. And then I was like, oh, it's that police station, that's why. And I walked straight into a metal pole road sign, and I stumbled back, and I swear, mum and the man who was behind mum thought I'd got a concussion for a second, and I was like, and then a couple of months ago, when we couldn't do the PE sport that we were doing, so they made us play basketball instead. Yeah, not a good thing for me. Luckily, I can do a different sport whenever we have to do basketball for my ears because of this incident, where someone who I was actually quite good friends with, who did something who I now refer to as the winning shot. He plays basketball for the school team, so he's got a pretty hard throw to it, and he threw the ball trying to pass it to me, but it went a little bit hard and a little bit high, and it landed straight on my head, and it literally knocked me out for like a period of 5 seconds. I was literally like, and then I woke up and I was like,
yeah, they're actually pretty hard balls, aren't they?
They are, especially when they're thrown.
They're not
really hard.
I did something, this is a bit of a showbiz comedy, clumsy story. But I did Grease in the West End the last 6 months in the Victoria Palace. And it was myself and Hannah Waddingham, Queen, actually slightly my sister. And I've got a bit of a wheeze going on. There we go, gone. Ah, gone. And yes, so I was supposed to open, so we had only about 10 days of rehearsal. Hannah was going in to play Rizzo, I was going in to play Marty. And we had about 10 days rehearsal. And we had a bit of lunch in the little cafe on the corner of Victoria Palace. I don't even know if it's there anymore. Came out. I was messing about, saying something silly and ridiculous, and fell off the curb at Victoria Palace. Now, the curb is sort of about that deep. Went over in my ankle, which meant I wasn't going to be opening in the show on the Monday. I had 3 weeks where I couldn't join the Hannah and the new cast, so they got me in and they had to make the current Marty stay. Oh, it was a nightmare. It was embarrassing. Oh, so yeah, because all the fact that I was so clumsy, wasn't looking where I was going, and fell over.
Embarrassment levels 1,000.
Mortified, so mortified. I thought, oh my goodness, are they going to say don't bother coming back because,
So, you have a special talent that no one knows about until today.
Are you going to tell me what that is, or am I telling you?
No, do you have one?
Oh, do I have one?
You know.
Oh, do I have a special talent that nobody knows about until today?
Should I tell you mine?
Go on.
Mine's actually really disgusting.
Oh, mine's not very nice. Go on.
I can burp the alphabet.
Oh my gosh. Actually, Charlie, that is my worst thing. It's burping. I don't mind breaking wind. I don't mind a downstage trump.
Yeah, I can burp the alphabet.
Can you do it in tune? Can you do it in tune?
No.
Can you get ABC?
I can't really control the tune. It'd be cool if you could.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, maybe you could work on that. Go on, can you do it now? Give me.
No.
Ah, I don't know. I'm hypermobile. Pardon?
It hurts your throat, so you need to have a massive drink of water first.
Yeah, be careful. I am hypermobile and I'm slightly double jointed, so obviously I can do that thing with my arms. Can you see where you can see now on the screen? Hold on. So no, yeah, so they do funny things. Wee. That's it. I can't think of anything else. Other than
I can do it with my shoulders and most of my fingers. Because I'm hypermobile.
Pardon?
I'm hypermobile, so I can do it with my shoulders.
That's why we've got to be careful, and that's probably why we fall over all the time.
My shoulders, my jaw, and most of my fingers.
Dislocate? Do they dislocate?
Yeah.
Yeah, my shoulders used to dislocate.
Yeah, they go in, out, in, out, in.
Pop them in. Oh, it really hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. We've got matching things that no one knew about.
It doesn't hurt me. Mine can literally just go out and in, and it's fine.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I still sort of bang it in.
Yeah.
But so we've got exactly the same. No one knew that.
No. I bet no one. No, because I've never actually mentioned that in an interview before. So.
And I've never mentioned about my shoulders either.
Ah. So now's for a round of quick fire questions.
Okay.
Favorite place to holiday?
Anywhere with the beach.
Chocolate or Haribo?
Chocolate.
Text or talk?
Talk.
Heels or flats?
Flats.
Favorite musical?
Oh my God. Les Mis.
The last song you downloaded?
It needs to be quick, doesn't it? It needs to be quick. The last song I downloaded.
Don't worry, this question was designed to make people laugh.
It's really annoying because then, can I cheat?
Yeah, sure.
Can I? Oh, it probably be
Mine was hit me with a hot note and watch me burn.
Hit me with a hot note and watch me
Because I'm
burn.
singing that song at the moment with my singing teacher.
That is such a good song.
Yeah, so
What did
currently learning that.
Oh, it's not even. I can't even get my thing up. Yeah, ask me another question and I'll
Okay. What superpower would you have?
to be invisible.
Who would you go and eavesdrop on if you were invisible?
Or Madonna, I think.
That'd be cool. Childhood book.
Pardon? Childhood
Childhood.
book. It'd have to be a excuse me. It'd have to be a Roald Dahl, I think. Any of Roald Dahl's. George's Marvelous Medicine, I think.
Mine was The Highway Rat by Julia Donaldson.
Ah,
From that book, because I used to be able to recite the entire book off by heart.
That's interesting.
And I got the nickname of my dad, Rat Boy.
Oh, I've not read her books actually.
Yeah, they are definitely for people like my age. They are definitely a big part.
My niece would love anything like that, so I may look into that. Good recommendation.
And what's your Harry Potter house?
Okay, I've never seen Harry Potter.
Dun dun. I love Harry Potter. I am a complete and utter
either.
What?
I've never seen Star Wars either.
Oh no, I don't like Star Wars.
So I don't really know.
Right, so what's your personality in 3 words?
Fun.
Okay.
Cheeky.
Okay.
Loyal.
Okay. So would you say you're like quite brave and courageous? But sometimes that bravery could lead you to do something a bit silly.
No.
No? You're Hufflepuff.
I'm Hufflepuff.
Your house colour is yellow and your house mascot is a badger.
I love badgers. They're beautiful. I'm happy with that. I mean, I don't have a clue what you're talking about, and I will have to go and do my homework on it. But
you're happy about it.
I'm happy about it. That's okay.
So I just wanted to say a big, big, big thank you for doing this. It means so much.
Oh, you're an absolute angel, and I'd talk to you every day if I could. You really are. And anything I can do to help you with your charity,
Definitely
I am
keep in
there.
contact.
All right,
definitely keep in touch. So
absolutely.
Thank you so much. I'll leave you to your evening. Have a nice evening.
Bye.
Thank you, Emma. What another amazing episode of Musical Chairs with Cheer Up Charlie. If you want to see more videos like that, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications button. Just remember, keep being kind to yourself and others, and keep letting your light shine.